So this episode will be coming out the week before Christmas. Joey.
Yo,
I got to talk to you for a second.
what up?
Do not feel obligated to come here on Christmas Eve without Chris being here as a safety net. You are going to feel awkward as fuck.
I was wondering if this was going to come up.
Chris can handle it. Chris and his family can handle it. I'm not sure you can handle it.
Oh, Krista.
Yeah, you've never been here without
Somebody, a buffer?
without a buffer around you. I do not do it for me. Okay?
I don't know. I was thinking about
You're
coming
not far
anyway.
from home. At least you're not driving an
No,
hour.
I was thinking about coming anyway, but then
I don't know if I stopped recording.
Oh, shit.
bonus. But like
There should be a button on the
when
back.
Chris isn't coming, then I'm like, and I felt like I should come even more. I mean, not that like that was the thing.
Buckets! Buckets!
If I'm not going to come, you should come even more. Skeet, skeet. Wait a minute. It's a family show.
Like, is this a family show?
No.
No.
Actually, sometimes.
Christmas Eve is a family show.
Oh,
I'm saying.
yes.
So keep the skeeting where
Yeah.
the skeeting belongs.
Do not.
So I was like, Bobby, they probably don't have nobody there.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. It's the phase of life I'm in. I've come to terms with it. I'm not happy about it, but I understand it. I don't need you to be unhappy in an attempt to make me happy. I appreciate it. You're more than welcome. I don't want you to confuse what I'm saying.
Chris has never been. She was the one who was like,
You could dip a toe.
she's down to come. She's also worried about the awkwardness
She should be.
and because she's as socially awkward as I am.
Yeah, so Joey, she's awkward when it's nerds here.
Yes.
When it's family here, I can imagine it would be, and like I said, welcome. More than welcome. But don't do it on my account. Don't do it on my account. If Chris was here, if they were here, I'd be like, you know what? You probably have a good enough time because now you guys have more people to talk to, and you know what I mean. Like it'd probably be worth it. It's not worth it unless you're like, man, I know I really want to. Or if you're like, hey, here's something that's fair. If you're like, hey, I like to watch the kids open presents, you can be, hey, come over for some present watching. But do not.
I'll talk to her again after.
Yeah, talk. Give it one more talking over.
She was like the only thing she was worried about is like because Laura doesn't listen to this, right? Because
she's afraid of what gets said on it.
Because like the impression that she's get is that Laura's mom can be very mean.
Yeah, so she's not mean.
I told her that. I don't think she maybe means to be mean, but she might just naturally be.
She's pushy.
Yeah.
She's pushy and she's forward, but she's actually a very kind, generous person.
I try to tell her that she doesn't try, but Chris is just worried about saying some shit that everyone's going to be upset at her about because Chris doesn't.
Just don't talk about buttholes.
Not just that, but like if she sees some shit that's wrong, she would say something.
So it's more like this: if
like she's not, she can't keep her mouth shut.
So this is. Let's say,
like if she thought you were getting bullied, Krista would say something.
No, trust me, not before I did.
Okay.
But let's say that we were having. Actually, we are gonna have good food. That's one thing. But let's say we are gonna have homemade fettuccine alfredo, which we normally do, right?
Right.
Noodles from scratch, sauce from scratch, everything. And Krista sat down with a spork. Mm-hmm. My mother-in-law is the type to be, you sure you don't want a fork? No, I like pasta with sporks. But you're not going to be able to get as much pasta on that spork as you are on a nice wrapped fork.
See, Krista would go in on that.
And Krista, no, I really enjoy a good sporking when it comes to pasta.
Hey, I enjoy a good sporking any day of the week.
Then my mother-in-law would be like, I'm going to get you a fork. And she'll go she's not being mean.
Yes.
She's actually trying to be kind.
That's extremely abrasive.
She's trying to help.
Yeah.
But she is extremely abrasive.
Yeah.
And her intentions are almost always good. They're either good intentions or she's completely ignorant. When she asks me continuously for 20 years to step out of the photograph to take a picture of her family, she really isn't trying to be mean. She's being ignorant to me. She's excluding me because she's not thinking of me. She's thinking of the opportunity that
She's
she
not
has
like,
to get
get
a
Bobby
picture
out of this
her-
picture.
Correct.
Yeah.
She's more thinking about getting a picture of her nuclear family.
Yeah. See, for me, like that conversation, like that pretend conversation would have been fine. If it was me, it would have gone like that. If it was Krista, she would start getting aggro by the second time.
So
And that's the problem.
So what Laura fields her pretty well, and I get angry. I go hard too, and it's stupid because there's no sense in it. It doesn't get you anything. You know what I mean? It's not like she goes home like, man, I really respect him. He holds true to a sport. You know, but like Laura would be the type to be like, sure, I'll take a spork, and then she'll sit it next to her fork and use her fork, or I'll take a fork and sit it next to her spork and do whatever she wants. But then, you know, my mother-in-law has like checked her box of saving the day.
How did you come up with the spork argument? All this?
I think I'm hungry. I think I'm
And so
hungry.
a spork comes-
I think. Well, I've,
You must want KFC.
you can
'cause-
just-
did
you can just
KFC
buy a
invent the
spork.
spork?
so
I don't know.
So all
it's,
right,
it's a great instrument.
all right. We're gonna have a moment of truth. Then that's fine.
Okay.
I was gonna go chopstick fork, not because of Joe, just because of noodles, and a lot of people eat noodles with chopsticks.
Sure.
And I was, but it's obviously the wrong tool for that job. But like, I was.
I understand the optics.
I was going, but then I was like, you know what? Probably a poor choice.
And I think spork is funnier, all things
And
considered,
spork
because it
is-
was so unexpected. So good
You know,
job.
That might be the title. Spork is
But
funnier.
I learned of
Spork
this.
is
I remember
funnier.
the first time I saw a spork. It was a plastic spork at
Right.
KFC.
Right,
in
me too. I'm
Asia.
pretty
Oh,
sure.
mine was at I think Bojangles.
Well,
Hunglies?
tomato. Did you know? No one is stopping any of us from just going on Amazon and ordering
Metal spork?
metal sport just to put them in your silverware drawer.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, I'm stopping me.
Like what? Like I use them when I see them, but I don't think I'll ever own one and grab for it specifically. What would you eat that with?
Mashed potatoes. I'm thinking.
that's what it comes
why would
with.
I eat
It's
it? Why would I
KFC,
eat it?
right?
But why do they even? Why does KFC? What problem does it solve? Is it
It's the mashed potatoes.
right? But let's just think like what problem does a spork solve?
It saves them from having to give you a spoon and a fork.
runny mashed potatoes.
They're kind of.
The pennies they're saving.
I mean, bro,
They had to pay for the new mold.
I mean, the penny pinching is how you make money, bro.
I think.
I guess.
Yeah.
Do you
I think
remember there was like a on your visor on a car?
Yes.
The mirror. It used to be on both sides,
Yeah.
and then there was only on one side, and now sometimes they don't even have a mirror there at all. It's the money, man. I'm telling you.
Do you remember windshields used to have the blue tint at the top?
Yes, yes.
That's gangster.
I don't know if that's gangster.
Bring it
it's
back.
something. It's just like the small fade right
Yeah.
there.
Bring it back. You know what I mean? I'm up for that.
Bring it back.
But yeah, just wanted to get that out of the way. Just wanted to get, and I thought it would be a funny bit. Turns out it pretty much was, but I wanted to get that out. I appreciate it, and you're welcome. You're 100% welcome. You know, I'd love to have you, so to speak, but don't feel obligated because you guys are going to be beside yourselves. I'm trying to help you. That's honestly what it is. So anyway, we didn't meet all that far long.
It's been a week.
Has it really
It's
been
been
a week?
a wild week too for me.
Wow.
I worked a lot.
It was Nerd Rage at night.
It was Nerd Rage
it was
tonight.
So
Thursday.
not quite 24 hours.
Okay.
Close, but close.
So we did a top 5, so I'm thrown off of sorts. But Joe, you got your coffee first. Chris, how was your nerd week?
It was pretty good, actually. Some ups and some downs. But first, I have a question for you, Joey.
Oh,
Did you hear the news?
what news?
He has risen.
Huh?
He has risen.
I mean, I got up this morning, so that's what you're talking about. Did you hear that they've figured out a way to make insect urine into gas?
No.
Here
Yeah.
comes.
BP. You thought they meant British Petroleum, didn't you? So
If only they can do that invention.
so I want to reference back to, I believe it was last week.
We started invading fucking like tropical forests, like rainforest, just to get all the fuel. We started invading, Brazil has the biggest U.S. invasion it's ever seen, tanks and shit.
Going after the insect urine.
Yeah.
One more thing I want to see. Did you hear about?
Oh,
Did you hear about people that have an unhealthy fear of Santa? I thought it was topical.
Yeah, it is topical.
Yeah, Joe, they're claustrophobic.
I love that.
That's just for you, buddy.
I'm not fearful of Santas. I'm mad at them.
You're mad
it's
at him?
opposite.
You're mad at him. So let's start last week. We went to Waffle House.
That was great.
Late night
like
Waffle
right
House.
after.
Yeah.
So this is part 2 of the same. You can listen to that podcast and directly start with this one, and it will a continuation.
So I had it on my mind while we were, we recorded at night, which we don't often do, and I find myself eating more at night than during the day. I guess I'm a nocturnal nibbler, Bobby.
You nasty you little freakazoid.
So I very in the last week I was like, hey, let's go to Waffle House.
I'm always down.
So there were 4 of us, including Cody, who had never been, and that was one of the reasons I wanted to go. Someone that's
Real Americana.
bucket list.
I send them to my favorite Waffle House, and my favorite waitress is there.
I'll tell you, your favorite waitress is like, if you could bottle like what a Waffle House waitress should be.
Exactly.
She is.
It would come in the Play-Doh set, like
Yep.
the press.
Yep.
Oh, and just squeeze her out.
Yep. So
Dude, that lady is in her fucking mid-70s working in a Waffle House for who knows how. Like,
And you know what? She's obviously had a rough one,
Yeah.
but she doesn't look mid-70s.
No, she doesn't.
No, she doesn't.
She looks late 60s.
Like, especially if she
She looks
got
like one of
her-
my
if she got
aunts.
some dentures in, she'd look much better.
Yeah.
But like that Waffle House and that lady specifically got me through, like, inadvertently got me through some hard times, man. Like,
Right on.
I go there when I feel down,
So
and I feel better afterwards.
well, I'm glad that one works out for you. But next time we need to go to a different one.
that's
if
a chill one. That's a chill one. That's not the. Bobby want to fight somebody,
Bobby's
but this
ready
is
to-
not that
Bobby's
Waffle
ready
House.
to throw hands.
Bobby also want to bag
I don't know if you
my
remember that or
Waffle
not.
House lady.
But that's also because I was drinking.
She wants back that lady.
I was gone.
Oh, you were yes, you were like a gallon of milk, man. You were expired.
He
You were
was
way
so
out of
gone that he was mixing food together.
Going crazy.
He
man.
was mixing like toast and syrup.
It's the new me.
it. Yeah, Bobby asked.
I'm like, that's not what Bobby does.
They brought his bacon out, and it looked like country ham. It was not cooked as bacon, and so he sent it back.
He didn't say, he got me some that rare, rare bacon.
I
And she was
glanced-
like, "You want me to cook it some more?" She's
Yeah.
like, "Would you please?"
I glanced back to the grill and saw the girl, the waitress, give it back to the cook, and the side eye she shot you, Bobby. I didn't want to take it. I don't want Bobby to swing on nobody in Waffle
Yeah.
House. This is a peaceful Waffle House.
Yes,
But that-
but like, people like the bacon's different. You know?
they do.
Yeah, well, I asked for it. I asked for it.
I
well,
ordered crispy bacon.
So I said, well done.
Yeah. Maybe that's
You're right, though. I should have said crispy. Crispy's the more.
Yeah.
I chose the lesser of 2 good words to describe what I wanted. You had the best word.
it.
They sent it to you rare. You said it's rare bacon.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't handle chewy bacon. It's too. I'm a
It's
texture.
ham.
It's all texture for me anyway. So
And then you like my all-star platter.
yeah, because I ate most of it, didn't I? Yeah.
I just pushed it over to him. He looked like he was having a good time. I was happy that you were happy. And I was just like,
and thank you,
eat
by
that.
the way, for treating. I don't
That's
know if I ever said thank you. I said it to Chris. 'Cause I couldn't remember who paid.
yeah. So by proxy.
he drove and you hosted. So
Oh, thanks for driving.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
And Cody was a guest, so like it's on me.
Yeah, and you got to be with me when I got gas in my new truck for the first time. And
Yeah.
drove it home, and it sat there till I drove back over here today because I didn't drive it anywhere.
Good times.
I watched a movie on Netflix, and I don't even remember. I don't think I talked about this. Did I talk about a Julia Roberts movie that I watched?
No, I didn't even know Judah makes movies.
It's a movie called Leave the World Behind. It is a something's happened and nothing's working anymore. Kind of end of the world movie. They
end of the world without disaster.
Yeah, I mean, like
technological
cell phone
disaster.
towers go down. There's like drones dropping these flyers with
EMP.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what, you know,
All
everybody was-
electronics go bad.
That's a bad day.
It is.
That day.
Get your Faraday cages ready.
I mean, it's possible for a natural one to happen at any time too.
It
from
is
the sun.
solar,
Yeah. And it's
burst,
also it's like
a terrorist.
yeah,
Could do it.
it's a big deal. Like,
No, it's huge.
Yeah.
Imagine if no electronics work as fuck.
I saw this, not to
can't
cut
fix
you
them
off.
either to replace them.
But no, yeah, and you had to fix the whole like generator transformer and like so I saw this whole thing on it about like the safety concerns
Yeah.
or whatever, and like it was like on YouTube or whatever, and they had they said that basically like if they launched a weapon over like the Capitol, right, and then ignited it in the sky,
Yeah.
it would cause an EMP.
Yeah.
If they were to start then to start on a new, because we don't have spares, we don't have like extra transformers and generators in the fucking
Yeah.
country for that level.
Will they come with the ones out of your basement?
yeah.
Well, they're third party, but they'll still work. No warranty implied.
If that happened today, you're looking at a 6-month minimum turnaround before we're up and running.
No, we're done.
Yeah,
We're done.
It's chaos.
It's complete chaos.
We completely rely on it. I think a solar one has happened in recorded history.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, it was like in the 1800s or something.
Yeah.
Or
So it's possible, and it's happened.
yeah,
Yeah.
Scary.
It's got Kevin Bacon in it and
Kevin Bacon, and Julia Roberts are we in the 80s?
Ethan Hawke.
Kevin Rare Bacon.
I think he's pretty well done now.
Yeah, he's definitely he plays a well done character in this.
He's probably-
Crispy Bacon.
And there's the guy who he was supposed to play Blade. But then they're not. He's
not Cobra. What was it? He was in Power Man.
Sticky Fingers.
No, not that guy.
He was in Power Man. right?
Wesley Pipes. No,
Oh, dude, I love Wesley Pipes. Dude, talk shit.
I did.
Eat this dick dog.
I do want to jump back. I believe last week we were talking about the last couple of weeks. We were talking about how clever the lawyers in Atlanta were for explaining acronyms to white people, basically.
Yes, YSL and so on.
Yes, so I asked the internet gods. I asked the Chat GPT. It said, "What could NRR stand for in a religious connotation?" Are you ready for this?
I love it.
I have three for us to pick from.
I love it.
Newfound religious realities.
I like that.
All right. Nurturing reverent relationships.
Okay.
I feel like I should talk a little softer on that.
Yeah.
And noble rites and rituals.
I like the first one.
Yeah, the first one.
Newfound religious. I like the middle one, but newfound religious realities.
Yeah.
Welcome to NRR. Today we're going to talk
That's when we
about
start our own religion.
yeah, maybe that's what it is. So Friday.
Service is drunk at Waffle House.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's going to be good. Friday.
Yeah.
Was a crazy day. It might have been like one of the worst days that I have been involved in a while, and it comes from several different directions. First thing, we get woken up at I was still in bed at 7:30. My wife's phone rings. Most of the time when somebody calls us before 8, either something awful has happened or school's closed or something,
Okay.
right? I mean, we don't get phone calls early. It was my wife's doctor for the surgery she was having Monday, saying that they didn't get the pre-authorizations from the insurance company.
Oh shit.
So she's freaking out, worrying about this. She calls the hospital, and they're like, "Oh, it's already canceled." So she was like destroyed about that, and I don't blame her. I was mad for her. It's like, you know what? I understand you guys have a job and you didn't do it, and it's really affected other people, right? And honestly, like that's my thing. I don't want what I'm doing or not doing to fucking make more work for somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
Courtesy.
what that is in me.
Yep.
Being a husband, I feel like, is like when somebody fucks with your wife or her shit or whatever, and you are powerless to do anything about it. It is the worst fucking feeling. You know, like you can't go fight them.
Right.
You can't go, there's nothing you can do other than like get on the phone and like raise a ruckus, and that's not going to do anything,
Right, exactly. So while this is going on, she's literally on the phone with them. I'm downstairs on like my year-end review with work, and Cody's bebopping around. We're getting our new washer and dryer that day. And getting appliances delivered always goes smoothly. So what my wife has bought, I'll be honest, I didn't even know what it looked like. It is the front loaders with the pedestals to get them up off the ground. So they get there and they're unloading everything.
Some of these details people should take a play out of that book.
Exactly. Get them up off the ground. So the gentlemen come with these stuff, and the bases are used and scratched all the fuck up. And they have paperwork that says she said that was okay. And she's like, no, the fuck I didn't. So she calls, she's dealing with that while she's dealing with this surgery stuff. I'm downstairs on a call I really can't excuse myself from. And Cody's just busy being Cody.
Bebopping.
He was like, I didn't know what to do.
But he, of anyone guessed to have around that, it would be him, because he would like just do his own thing and not be in your way and not bother.
Exactly.
That's true.
So the remedy is they went ahead and installed the machines because they had already taken the other ones out, and they had to order more bases because they didn't have any. So much like our top 5, it's buried under second, still a base. So yeah, kind of just all that happened at once, and just like it drains all your energy out. So that sucks. Cody and I left that.
Trains. I caught it.
Cody and I rolled out to go to New Jersey. Took him to a proper diner in New Jersey.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
What, you say Waffle House is not a proper diner?
No, it's Waffle House. It's the diner of the South. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's fair. A diner should have like 3 billion things on the menu.
Okay, the one with the Bible for a fucking menu.
Right.
Yeah.
And you should be able to get.
It's
Yes.
Yeah, and it's spiral bound, and you can get breakfast, lunch, and dinner at any hour of the day.
Yeah.
It's like Cheesecake Factory, but diner.
So I got French toast, and Cody got, what did he get? He got an omelet with cheese.
There you go.
He's new
Look
on
at him.
cheese.
Yeah,
though.
he's
new
just
on
welcoming cheese into his
cheese. That's
life.
a mild cheese. Yeah. So we had a great time on the ride, just listening to music and bullshit. It was fun. Pretty much on the way up, I played my music. On the way down, he played his music. And
Drill? Did he play UK drill?
He didn't really play any drill. He played a lot of like hardcore, just
metal,
the screaming metal stuff, which I appreciate. My brothers in bands like that, I appreciate the artistry of what they're doing. I don't need it in my regular rotation. Yeah. Even like my brother's band, I appreciate what they're. I mean, I can understand what you're doing, and the techniques that you have are amazing, and the speed in which you can move your feet to do the drums is obscene. But it's not. I don't want to listen to it. Now, I will say,
you can't appreciate things and be them like that's objectively good and not like it.
It's not bad. It's not bad music to vacuum to as long as it's not headphones.
So I'll say this: like
Dante.
There's death metal and there's deathcore, which deathcore is the stuff he listens to, and it's a little bit more melodic, and stuff.
Yeah, I think
it's not just watch how fast I can play this instrument, which I think death metal, and don't get me wrong, whoever's listening that's a death metal head, I'm sorry for this critique.
Yeah,
I've been around it a lot over the years with my brother watching doors for bands, and it's a scene just like anything else, right? It's people doing something they enjoy and trying to make a buck to cover their ass.
Yeah.
In most cases, but there's some absolutely huge bands I didn't realize. It was funny. He kept talking to me about these bands, and for some reason in my head, I'm just assuming he's talking about these British bands. He's like, no, these guys, they're like from St. Louis. I'm like, oh, well, that's where Nelly's from. So that was fun. Back and forth. Went to a mall up there. It's actually we were actually not far from where BotCon was, but we were in a different mall, and yeah, it was just mall vibes are weird. It's just very strange.
Yeah.
Now,
so we walked around for a couple hours, and then crashed and got up the next morning. Went to the toy show, and pretty thin crowd.
Yeah.
I was not expecting a lot of people there, but it was probably the thinnest I've seen that show ever.
I mean,
wow.
Like I think it's only going to get thinner as the year goes on, right?
Well, that's the thing. It's December, and you think about like. Anybody that's a hardcore collector in so many different lines, like so many of us are, like how much money have these companies gotten from us? Like, I mean, I'll use this example. There wasn't a line to buy things at the Four Horsemen table, and it's normally, I've seen it out the door before.
Right.
And I think it's some of it's market saturation because they just did Legion's Con
I was
a month ago, barely down the road. So,
and it's like the market is only so big. It's the same people.
It is.
How many of you guys are there? You think a couple, a few tens of thousands, maybe
dozens. There's dozens of us.
That's what I'm saying. Like
dozens.
It's like. And like, where do you see these kind of cons in 5 years? I don't know if they can hang on and be lucrative in 5 years.
And
especially with online shopping and stuff,
The other thing is there were 2 shows in New Jersey. There was in JCC ran, which I did not go by, and ToyCon. ToyCon ran too, which it split the difference. I think Sanjay went to both. I didn't get a chance to talk to him on the back end of it, but that was a lot of fun. We went to I got to see a lot of the crew was there. Jose, Brink. Cody was saying, who all is going to be there? I was like, well, the people I know for sure that's going to be there is Jose and Brink, and at some point you're just going to turn around and Gort's going to be standing there. And at one point Cody turned around and Gort was standing there. So Dom was there. Dust came through. It was cool to see him. He actually doesn't live far, but he was at work, and he wasn't at work, so he got to come.
Right.
So afterwards, we go to the only restaurant you go to when you have a large group of people, Buffalo Wild Wings. Yep. So
I like the rap.
Yep. It's not Buffalo Wild Wraps though.
So
Yeah.
Cody was asking what they had.
Still a W.
Yeah, they should change it.
Cody was asking what kind of food. What they have? Like they'll have chicken fingers and French fries. You're gonna be fine. So he
Like a child.
he goes to order. The
thought I was
girl's
bad.
taking our drinks, and I say I'll have a Mountain Dew because I'm a hillbilly. And Cody also says I'll have a Mountain Dew, please, or something like that. And she hears, and I kind of heard it. She's like, "You want the manager? Okay." Somehow she heard manager come out of his mouth when he said Mountain Dew. And as he said it and she said that back, I was like, oh, I hear that. So
I hear that.
The big running joke the whole time was, can you have your manager bring the food? And can your manager come take? It was funny. And watch a couple more episodes of Better Call Saul. God, that show is so good. Fantastic show. Absolutely fantastic all the way around.
I think it's well revered
It is, yeah.
and received.
I almost spoiled myself on something the other day, but I decided to back away before I saw it. The female lead on there. She wears triangle shaped earrings and a neck, like a little pendant. It's a triangle. That's all she wears.
Illuminati.
I don't know what it is, and I started googling it, and I think it was giving me more information than I know now. So I'm like, let's wait. But she changed the triangle. It was like a solid, almost it was like a Pontiac symbol.
Oh, the arrow.
Yeah. And now it's like an open triangle. So I'm like, what's going on? I'm sure it means something. They don't do little things like that. Not tell you what's going on. Play more Cyberpunk because the new update came out again. So riding around on the trains, riding around on them trains. Yeah, got all the dioramas done. Closed for the year. Got everything done. Our goal was try to get it done before Kelly's surgery, so we missed it by like this much. But,
Right.
yeah, got it all done and just catching my breath. So that's it.
There you go. Joey.
Nice. Mostly downtime wise. I work a lot because it's the time of year. Watch a lot of the slime anime that I was talking about.
Okay.
I watched almost all of it. I'm on the very last spin-off season right now. I'll probably be done with it tonight. It's like one movie and
Under God.
and
Is there what does slime stand for in this?
no, it's just a ball of slime.
Oh,
nowhere
I thought
near
it was
as
an
interesting.
acronym.
Almost like a snomlet.
Well, no, like that,
Snomlet.
the YSL. What do I still have?
Yeah.
It? Seeing Lord in me every day.
Oh yeah. Oh, that would make sense. He's pretty godlike in this anime. So
That's great.
but
God-like slime.
love it. Very much enjoying it. Like after this, I'm sure I'll move on to another isekai anime. As you guys know what it is now, it's a genre of anime. I'm probably going to keep on catching on all the ones I've been missing. I'm liking this. It's been like over 50 episodes I watched in a week, and we both like it. Watched last night though. Did watch a movie. Watched Indiana Jones,
The new
The
one?
Dial of Destiny.
How was it?
Decent.
Was it on Disney Plus?
Yes.
Okay.
It's on my PlayStation screen. It has the splash screens of every app that I have.
Yeah.
What movies you might want to watch, which I do like about the PlayStation. So I saw that on there, and we watched it. It was good.
Was it?
I enjoyed it.
Nice.
Like the last scene really got me. I thought the last scene was like. Hopefully, there's no more Indiana Jones.
Good way to leave it?
Yes, the last scene was great, but I'm sure there'll be more.
Yeah.
Money, and like they're introducing new characters and stuff. But like, Prophet of the Faceless, right?
Right.
Certain franchises are carried not just by the character, but by the people.
Yeah.
By the actor, right?
Yeah.
James Bond is known to have multiple actors. You can always have James Bond.
Agreed.
Indiana Jones has always been Harrison Ford.
Agreed.
So,
Except very young Indiana Jones.
oh yeah, and he's an old guy with an eye patch.
Is he?
You remember what was the TV show? Adventures of Young Indiana Jones?
I haven't seen that since it was out.
Same,
And
but I
I
remember
only saw a couple episodes.
Because it's like him telling stories.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I mean, it's very much an adventure movie.
Nice.
Swashbuckling.
Swashbuckling.
Yes.
Nice.
Just
Death Source has a swashbuckling sword.
does he? But like it's a progression. It's a character progression, right? Like he's old now. He's like I'm old, and certain things he tries to do, he can't do. He understands that, and like it's nice to not nice. It's like bittersweet to see.
Yeah.
Like sunsetting a character.
Yeah.
But like with a good send off.
No, I like that.
Me.
I like
so
that.
if you're an Indiana Jones fan, like regardless of whether you like the whatchamacall, the MacGuffin or not, because
Yeah.
every movie is gonna have. Don't complain about MacGuffin in an Indiana Jones movie.
Agreed.
only complain if there's like one that leads to another, like National Treasure,
Right,
or
right.
Transformers.
Transformers.
Yeah, but I think the story stuff is nice.
Good.
Yeah, I saw it on there. Kelly wasn't interested, so I'll probably just watch it one day.
Yeah, if you've watched, especially the
My
the
favorite is the
few.
Crystal. I like
So
the
I-
Crystal Skull. The one. This is my favorite.
You know what? I say this all the time, but I'm not gonna say it now. I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna watch them all with the kids in January.
Okay,
You
go
know-
through them all. Yeah.
Yeah.
One question:
Mm-hmm.
Is Shia LaBeouf in it?
No, but they talk about that.
They mentioned
In
Mutt. His
World,
name's
and it
Mutt,
was-
right. Mutt, is
and
that
it
him?
was like, it's got hard.
Okay.
Okay.
The way he was mentioned, like the
Okay.
character was mentioned, not Shia
good.
LaBeouf himself.
Like he fell off a cliff trying to
Did you watch
catch a
the
snake
movie,
charmer.
man? Watch
Okay.
the movie. It's a good. To me, it was a very good scene.
All right.
Is it a fun romp?
Yes, and it's a fun romp.
Okay. Fun
It's
romp
for us
approved.
aging populations.
I got you.
Yeah, but like, if you like that kind of movie or you like Indiana Jones, I give it a recommend over Crystal Skull. But if you watch Crystal Skull, this is a better one. than
Okay.
that, and ties in that
Fair.
character. In general, 2025 trailers of games or movies or shows can suck a dick. Because like, why are you telling me shit like a year?
Because somebody leaked it. You're talking about the.
Not just that.
Oh, is there
no,
other
but
ones too?
it's not just the Grand Theft Auto thing. But like, they also wouldn't have had the trailer if they weren't planning to release it sometime soon. It's
Yeah,
not
I
like,
guess
we're
so.
going to release a trailer at the end of 2024, but here at 2023, we
'cause
happen to have it.
I think I said that.
I also know who leaked it.
I get confused of where I say things sometimes, but at some point in my life, over the past week and a half, I have said, well, it's not GTA's fault because somebody leaked it, so it came out super early. And somebody corrected me and said, no, it was already planned for December such and such. Somebody just leaked it a couple days ahead of time.
Yes, that is that. Like, also, like, you wouldn't have a trailer cut if you weren't ready to release it sometime soon.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
cut a trailer a year and have it. And I think it's somebody's kid, somebody's a developer, like one of the people's company's kid that like leaked it.
Oh, okay.
Like,
sucks.
because like, well, it's part of the employee's fault for not locking the workstation.
I guess. I mean, I would rather them take another year.
Imagine Mason
than
comes in
have-
and leak all your
Designs?
plumbing. What do you do?
Kayfabe, motherfucker. Yeah, my diorama design.
Diorama designs.
Jeez.
Do you want me to
Lasers,
make it-
lasers.
Yeah.
Okay.
that was.
Oh, you're just gonna.
I guessed it eventually. That was my fifth guess.
I know.
I got there. But in general, there's quite like I've wiped them from memory because I don't like spoilers and I don't like waiting.
Yeah.
So I've wiped the movies and games that I was up. Oh no, I didn't wipe the watch. Monster Hunter is coming out in 2000. They started showing the trailer because it's the Game Awards last week. That's
Right,
what it is.
right.
They showed a Monster Hunter trailer. Looks fucking amazing. It's everything any Monster Hunter player fan would want. And releasing 2025.
Yeah, that's too much.
I hate it.
A year.
I
A
hate-
year tops.
Hey guys.
Yeah, end of 2024.
Yeah, and even that, give me a teaser.
Hey guys.
Yes.
Do you know why that doesn't seem like a big deal to me? Because I collect toys. And
Yeah,
if
that's fair.
I pre-order the new John Wick Hot Toys figure, which looks fantastic, it doesn't come out to 2025 So
You know why it's not a big deal for me? Because I don't really watch anything anymore. But
that's also true.
But
video
I am
games
excited.
come out.
I am excited about a couple things next year. I'm excited
Yeah.
about Apes. There's another show I think. House
Last
of
season of
Dragons.
Curb.
House of Dragons. Last season of Curb.
You can get your max membership
I
money
said
out of that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, those would both be good ones.
Yeah. And Final Fantasy VII Rebirth trailer dropped during the Game Awards, which is coming out, which makes sense because it's coming out
2024?
in February.
Okay.
In 2 months, and not less than 3 months.
I saw something and I should have shared it to you. But someone bought a sex doll, one of the new fancy robot ones, and that you can customize it. Had it custom to look like that Final Fantasy chick.
Oh yeah, it's a company called Game Lady. You can get
Game Lady.
Yeah, they have Tifa, they have Aerith, they have 2B, your favorite, of course.
Okay.
They have one of the cyberpunk chick that you would you like the anime.
Who's 2B?
2B is the blindfold girl with the
From
from Nier. Yeah, you know 2B. I was gonna say 2B.
I just don't know her name, but yeah,
But
I was.
she doesn't have a
can I
name.
be
She
honest?
has the code.
I was hoping that was the one you were talking about.
But yeah, they specialize in making I guess, video game characters into sex dolls. But unfortunately, they have great heads, so to speak.
It's a great niche.
They don't have the best, like my preference wise. I haven't gotten one because the bodies aren't exactly to my preference. There's a different company called Star Perry that has that bodies that I like.
So
but
what
they
do
don't
you
have the head?
What do you tell your mom you do for a living if that's your job?
It's probably a family business.
I work in animatronics.
I work on robots in a
Nice.
factory.
Prosthetics.
Yeah, I work on prosthetics.
We're really changing lives out here.
No doubt. No doubt.
But yeah, I mean, I started following that company. I was hoping they would update the bodies, but the vaginas and anuses aren't the best.
Oh,
man.
they seemed.
They look pretty
unit I
good,
saw-
but there are better ones.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I'm not an expert by any means.
Put them in the
I
microwave,
do-
Bobby. Put them in the microwave. before
No,
get
they have
started.
heating. Heating 3.0 just came out for Star Perry, by the way. They have
I'm so
heating.
scared.
So with how this happened was this morning, and I was like, you know what? I wonder if somebody has made porn.
Oh, you know,
Someone
they have.
fucking their.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, I couldn't find it on Reddit,
Oh well,
but I might be. It might.
You go to X videos, I'm sure.
use Reddit.
Reddit is his porn site. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like it's clean.
Okay.
Clean, and
Well-
and like you don't have to worry about anything. Like it's like, you know, like some of these other shits. Like I feel like that you with repeated use, they start slow shit down, slow something else down. Like I don't know, I don't fuck with them. And a lot of them need age verification now.
Bro, you just got to get that burner phone, bro.
Yeah,
What's that other phone for? Pornography?
Yeah.
Hello.
And they want you to be like connect to your Facebook. I was like, absolutely.
I don't know what
Yeah,
crazy site you're going to.
I always have one, like my older laptop is or desktop is current. That's my porn computer.
Well, anyway,
Like whenever you get a new computer, your current computer becomes the porn computer.
neither here nor there. That's how I got there.
But yes, beautiful.
Is there a name for it?
For what?
For that tab? You know, like
that
if
kind of
you were-
porn?
Yes.
I don't know.
Like pegging is a thing,
Yeah.
right? Like
I don't. Yeah, I think it's just sex dolls.
okay.
You want me to send you a video?
No. I'm gonna. I like a good hunt.
Because the thing is, because no, I mean the thing was with
Witcher
that
3?
specific genre. It's one of those things where I asked you before and we didn't talk about it. When I was like, oh man, we're editing the show anyway. It's fine. Or we're already editing.
Let me write down a note.
So I asked before, is it gay or bi when you have two dicks in the same hole? Because you're just rubbing against each other, right? Like part of you getting off, if you're getting off, it's like rubbing up against another dude's dick. It's one of those things. So if you watch a porn where it's a dude fucking a doll, there's no woman there. You're
Right.
just watching a dude jerk
I
off.
thought. Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I thought this is where you were headed. I'm going to give my very plain definition.
yeah.
To me, being and it's a constantly changing game, right?
Fluid?
Very fluid. To me, it's fair.
Jars?
Being gay means you were sexually attracted to the same sex.
Okay.
Being bi means you were sexually attracted to both sexes. If it's not that, then it's not gay in my mind.
Okay.
It can be a gay act, but it doesn't make an individual gay. Like if you have sex with a dude in prison, but you do it for like social standing.
Oh, gay
or to
for the stay. Yeah, that's fine.
Like that's obviously a gay act.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make you a gay person. It doesn't make you a homosexual because you're not sexually attracted to,
That's not your
to the
preference.
same sex. Is my stance on it.
So what do you call it when you watch porn with a dude fucking a doll?
Curiosity.
You can name the doll whatever you want. You can name the doll whatever you want.
Bobby. So
I saw Cyberpunk won an award at the Game Awards for like best ongoing
best game from 3 years ago.
Well, I think it's best ongoing series or something like that.
Ongoing series that the same one game. Cool.
It is.
No, I mean I love Cyberpunk. I just like to give a shit because of this history. that like 3 years now. But
Well, keep in mind
you know what
you
it is. You know what it is. That game. I remember being excited for that game. You know why? That game came out the same year as Final Fantasy VII. Same year.
2021?
Something like that.
Yeah.
2020. So now your game is getting an award for being an amazing game. The same year that the sequel of my game is coming out.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, no,
Definitely.
Cyberpunk's great. But I legit teared up in the trailer. I did the same. I remember the first time I watched the first Final Fantasy VII trailer 4 years ago. I was eating ramen in my old house, like fucking tearing up by myself because I just love this world so much.
There's countless trailers like that have made me tear up. You know, like they should. A good trailer should have like an emotional impact.
And you're having it's weird to have such a connection to a piece of fiction. Like when you think about it, like this
Star
is
Wars has done it to me countless times.
Yeah,
Not in a while.
not maybe not ever again.
Maybe not ever again. Let's hope not. You know, no, let's hope not in the sense of let's hope it's not over.
Oh, let's hope it's not over. Yeah. But that was my highlight. I like. You know, I always tell you I don't like trailers, and like you like trailers, and you watch trailers over and over and over again, and I don't get it. This is the one.
Yeah.
Like
Now you get it.
I've been watching this trailer over and over and over, and I just can't wait. And I'm glad they started the hype train about 4 months out.
Dude, sometimes I'd rather watch a trailer than the movie.
I like Suicide Squad.
No, not because the movie's bad.
Oh, okay.
Just because like the trailer will give me the emotional impact that I'm looking for in 3 minutes, and then I don't need to watch the whole movie.
But
Like, sometimes I'm legit in the mood to watch the trailers and not the movie, and sometimes I'm in the mood to watch the movie and not the trailers.
after you've already seen the movie, though.
Yes.
Okay. I have that with some stuff where because you already have all the history in your brain.
Yeah.
You've seen the whole series of the whole
Yeah.
movie in your brain. So like you just need those highlights
Yeah.
to like bring the entire fucking thing back. Gurren Lagann has a 3-minute like montage that I watch once in a while that gives me as much joy as the whole series.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know if you guys know this. I've said this before, but Star Wars has some really good parts, and oftentimes on like TikTok, people will clip those down into really nice little.
Yeah.
I think I sent you one. It was about the.
Ewok.
It was a voiceover from the Dooku book.
Yeah,
and it showed
yeah.
the footage. I'm like, man, that's fucking powerful shit. When people
Yeah.
do stuff like that.
It also helps you completely block out and forget the shitty parts.
That's right.
But that was my.
That's your nerve.
Never, yeah.
Okay. Let me. I don't
Sand.
have. I don't have a whole lot.
The movie.
So I watched a couple Christmas movies.
Already.
I watched.
Pause. I watched Christmas with the Cranks, and it wasn't as good as I remembered. Tim Allen's a jackass.
So I agree, it's not as good. And you know what? You want to hear the fucked up thing about it? I read that book.
Really?
I know.
Wait, Christmas.
I'll give myself.
So it's Tim Allen
I remember
and Jamie
Tim
Lee
Allen
Curtis.
that's not the one where it turns into
No,
Santa
that's
Claus.
Santa Claus.
They're not going to do Christmas.
They're not going to do Christmas because the daughter's gone out of town. So they're being kind of Scrooges about it, just being real curmudgeons about it all. Turns out at the very last minute, she's coming with her new boyfriend, and like the whole town, it's got Dan Aykroyd in. The whole town comes together to help them throw this Christmas party to save Christmas. But the whole time, Tim Allen's like, "Oh, we can still go on this cruise. I've gotten Botox and a tan." Looks like he'd have been on Miami Vice.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so the book was called Skipping Christmas, and the book was actually quite good. But then I saw the movie, and I wasn't like, the movie's better than the book. It wasn't one of those things. It was just like, this doesn't work in the same way.
I just didn't. It's. I don't know. It didn't age as well as I thought it should have.
A lot of things don't.
It's just corny. It seems like corny.
Yeah. I watched Christmas Vacation. It's still great.
Your favorite?
Yep.
Okay,
Well, not my
pause.
favorite, but yeah.
I somehow
Top
last
three.
night, I forgot this because it was just on TV, watched Vegas Vacation, which is ridiculous.
So Laura and I were actually talking about watching all those with the kids too, like European and then the straight Vacation.
Yeah.
And then I watched The Ref, which is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. That shit is still fucking impeccable.
Mine's Die Hard.
Dude, let me I know Edgelords. Let me see if I still have this
Edging.
this clip.
Edge your sidewalk.
Yeah, all right. So this is when this woman hosts this party, right? Like a dinner party, and she's like a bit of a nut. And at the dinner party for Christmas, she has everybody wear these like halos that have these candles in them, which is
sounds
significant of
horrible.
some witch that burned on Christmas in some country 100 years ago. And they're all people are discussing, I've never heard of such a thing, rape and burning on Christmas and all, all this shit. So then like she comes out with this like dessert tray at the end, and grandma's there, and this her mother-in-law, the kid's grandma, and she's like this old bitter bitch and like hates everything and everyone and is super wealthy. And this is that scene real quick. I'm just going to play it 30 seconds.
John, this is to you from me and Dad.
What's that, Aunt Caroline?
It's an orange marzipan cake with creme de menthe and lime zest. No, sounds too sweet. And don't eat it. Coffee? Is it real coffee or some Scandinavian Christmas potion?
What is that? What would that be?
Well, she's just saying because all this shit is so extra. You know what I mean? Like, it's so fucking extra. And she's like, is it real coffee or some Scandinavian Christmas? Anyway, she's giving out all this money to her, like, family and shit. And then she gets, like, a present, and it's, like a wallet or a little, like, snap purse, change purse. And she's like, oh, thank you, Chris and Kelly and Charlie
Yes.
and Mason and like, you know, and that goes out of her way to say how many names are on the dude. It's so fucking good. Anyway,
There's on that note, there's a Saturday Night Live skit from a couple years ago. It's formed as a rap. So it's the dad and the kids, and they're talking about all the stuff they got for Christmas, and the mom's like, and I got a robe. She's like, I'm gonna go cook dinner in my robe. It's Kristen Wiig. Have you know who she is? She's freaking great. In my robe. I got a robe.
I like it. It's art imitating life in some ways. Let's see what else I did. I don't really think I did. So I had Cody for a bit of time as well in there. We didn't
I'm
do that.
glad you had time.
Yeah, I came back that one night to because I don't want to see Cody again.
Yeah,
That Sunday night. Yeah, I came over after work.
yeah, we had dinner or something. We had a couple of dinners and
We had burgers and fries.
oh yeah, that was good. That was fucking good.
And I took a bunch of cookies. That shit, Red Velvet cookies is the shit. I love
good.
Red. I think maybe I'm biased, but that shit is fucking amazing.
Yeah. So she made cookies. She's gonna make more peanut butter and more red velvet before the season is come to completion.
Yeah, that was that was like fucking 100+ cookies.
Yeah.
I feel like there was 100 cookies.
Because like, but a little bit go here, a little bit go there.
And she was like, "That's only half." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, they do it like 2 days and they do it all day. But like all the girls doing shit is cool. It's cool. And they used to do it with her family, but like the matriarch of her family is like not in a position to do it this year. Like she's getting older, and so they're not doing it there. And then she couldn't really organize it. It was kind of actually sad for me to watch. Like, not that I don't give a shit, you know. I just want to be. I want to be honest.
I missed the face that he made too. It's kind of sad, really. Not really. So I don't give a shit.
I want to be honest, but I was sad for her. I was sad for her, and I was sad. This is the thing that her family's had for generations, and it's going to come to an end. But there's another thing. Speaking of that, made me think of a buddy of mine. So this guy got fired at my job this years ago, and he worked with another friend of mine pretty closely. And my buddy was like, who I say was like has the most fucked up sense of humor on the planet. This dude Charlie.
It means a lot coming from you.
I know. He's worse than me. He makes me like, oh God, like my soul. I gotta ask my soul if this is okay to laugh at. But he found out this dude got fired, and he was like, fuck, man. He's like, this is a good dude. God damn, like, God, it fucking sucks. And he was like sitting on the bench, like with his like hand, like or his head in his hands, you know, almost like cigarette in his fingers. Like he's like, fuck, man. And I was like, you gonna be all right? And he's like, yeah, I'm over it now, but you know, whatever. And like just went. But yeah, and I want to say there was something else that happened this week. But I did look at some toys today. And they're pretty interesting. One gave me childhood like feels. Like I was like, fuck, dude, like this makes me fucking smile. And it's not great. It's not amazing. It's not gonna make anybody's top 5. It might make mine, you know, but we'll see. But I was like, fuck, dude, like this makes me feel good.
Yes.
You know? It's Jim Henson's baby Sinclair from NECA, like the dinosaur, not the mama.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Dude, it's fucking perfect. It's fucking perfect. Like, and to include the same limitations that it had, it has.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it has limitations, but they're true to the character.
Right.
You know, like
That was a wild show.
It was. And it does not.
Jim Henson's a wild dude.
It does not end well.
It was on. It was on like prime time.
Yeah, it was on. My
It
parents
was on
loved
with
it.
The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Not the mama. It came on ABC.
Yeah.
It's wow. There's a lot to think about today. That like that and like Elf.
Yeah.
Or real shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
He was
almost
in
like
dinosaur suits the whole time.
Yeah.
it was wild.
So the only last thing that I have to offer is yesterday I had the pleasure to attend a mandatory training regarding sexual harassment.
Oh, nice. How to do it properly.
Step-by-step process. So a number of things are funny about it. One was they had this, I'm not going to get into it because I don't want a discussion in the comments regarding it, but there was a question regarding a group of people, a couple of different types of people. And they were asking, well, is this group a religion or a race? Is this group a religion or a race? Is this group a religion or a race? And I just sat there and was like, somebody was like Israelis came up, for instance, and this guy he's a country type of fella, love him dearly, but like he's not necessarily a philosopher, and you wouldn't want him to be any other way. Do you know what I mean?
Fair.
But he was like, race. And they're like, okay, well, Sammy Davis Jr. is a Jewish person. Is he of the same race? And then I could hear Sammy Davis channeling himself through me. I gotta be me. And I raised my hand and I started debating this dude. And within 3 chess moves, I had him. And we were moving all through all different races, religions, groups, and I was like, it doesn't matter because race isn't real. It's all a construct, and religion doesn't define a group of people. It defines a faith and a belief system. What you're talking about oftentimes, without knowing you're talking about it, is culture, which I do think is the most important thing. Mm-hmm. You're also throwing a bit of ethnicity in there, which is sketchy as well because ethnicity depends on where lines are drawn, and where I'm just going through all, and he can't keep up with me. It's not because I'm so goddamn smart, but I'm just fucking seasoned in this particular space.
Also, it's because in the subject matter wise, you were interested in the subject and you've researched and learned the subject where he has a class where he learns the book. Correct. And he sticks with the book.
Correct. And so I had him, and he was like, oh, he stopped debating and just said, oh, didn't know we had the big sociology major back here. And I was like, I'm just an observer. But anyway, so then we broke, right? And when I walked out, there's people that, obviously that I know, and they were like, 1-0 you, man. And somebody else was like, hey, man, can I talk to you? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, everybody here knows that if you wanted to just take control of this class, you could do it. You could just walk up there and take over. And people would probably be more interested in what you had to say. But he's got to go through this shit, and I'm trying to go to Kelsey's at noon. Which is a bar. Yeah. And I was like, okay. So I fell back. But I did throw in a little bit here and a little bit there. But it was what's also funny about it was these 2 dudes, and they're old white men. But you can tell they don't quite get it. They don't quite know what they're supposed to be teaching because they're slightly out of touch as well.
Right.
And the whole thing was a racket. The whole thing was a racket.
A lot of this shit is racket.
My workforce had to complete a survey. They used that survey. It automates data. They read the data and what it meant, and then they went over our company's policy, and then they talked about the history of the legal definitions of some of the words, and that was it. Wow. So literally they had to do nothing. Because the survey thing did half of it. Yep. And then the AI did the rest. The organization handed them the information to the rest. So it's all a fucking racket. And these 2 old dudes don't know fuck about. They're like social media, texting. And I'm like, that's not social media. You don't know what social media is. And I understand that, and that's fine, but you shouldn't be teaching it because you don't know what it is.
Yeah, it sounds like they were just...
but that's the problem we have with the actual people in charge of actual companies and countries. Is they don't know where the money comes from.
But it's the things they were saying, it was it's
hard not to. It's not hard not to fucking say something, right? Well, it's hard to just sit there and listen.
Yes, that. But also, Joey, it was hard not to cringe at some of the shit where it was it was. I'm reducing it to the absurd, right? Because I don't have a good example off the top of my head. But it was almost like if you see a coworker, a female coworker, and she looks down in the dumps, it might be your instinct to put your arm around her, but don't do that. Don't do that. That's an unwanted touch. Instead say, why the long face, pussycat? you know, and they didn't say that.
Right,
But it was that
And
level
that's-
of
yeah.
just ignorance. You know what I mean? Like they're too far behind the eight ball. They're like, I mean, to do that type of class, I hate this type of language and all this type of shit, but they're not woke enough.
Right.
I wanted, and it was almost somewhat.
I'm surprised they didn't bring in somebody.
So it was
do it.
almost somewhat heartbreaking for me. Well, they did. This was an outside agency. This is a
my
third party
God.
outside
Why
agency.
do they not have 30-year-old people?
Sociology
These
majors?
people haven't seen 30 and 40
I'm
years.
sorry, I misunderstood you. I thought it was people you worked with that were
Nope.
old
Nope.
and out of. That should reflect on that company to be. That doesn't make any sense.
I agree.
That's dumb.
I agree.
Wow. Okay.
But like, I was almost like irritated and let down because like I was hoping to go like 10 rounds with some blue-haired chick, you know, like but instead I had to go with these fucking hillbillies, you know, which was like, you know, which was just, it was just
Weird.
Unfortunately, like the blue-haired chicks, I feel like put up more of a fight. Like, you know, these old dogs didn't have much fight left in them.
And I wonder if that's part of the reason they sent those guys to deal with your mostly male workforce. That's probably a little more gruff than people working at, you know, a medical facility or whatever.
But I put I made an impact.
Well, good.
That's
Listen,
what it meant.
It was like
you've got,
kicking-
it sounds like you have a potential second career waiting on you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could be that guy.
You could be the out of touch guy that tells people how to not sexually harass people.
Yeah.
So, sidebar.
Yeah.
This is the second time in 24 hours I have been involved in a conversation that had Sammy Davis Jr. being Jewish in it. Totally out of context.
Boing, boing, boing.
Yeah, it's very strange how things work.
But anyway, it was just like it was just aggravating, you know, and like it was people that didn't know what they were talking about, and like it was almost like in some ways like, you know, like it was almost some ways like they were like, well, legally it may not hold up. Like it was almost like they were like, here's a way around it, fellas. Like it was like some of it, not all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was like it was
the implication.
The whole thing was.
I mean, I feel like that aggravation is what I walk around with every day. Of just people spouting shit that I have to hear because I'm in public. Of people not knowing what they're talking about or just saying the wrong shit, and then me just having to hear it.
Synergy.
The whole thing was gross.
Awful.
And then the last thing that I've been doing, so I talked about it briefly last week, but I was super fucked up and I haven't listened back to it because I'm somewhat embarrassed. But, you know, I got to cut loose sometimes. I rarely get
I mean, that wasn't After Dark.
I rarely get that level. Yeah, but you know what's fucked up about After Dark? I got to think about going forward. I can't be just be the monkey in the cage. I can't be the fucking only one. You know, because I was like, fuck, I'm at a disadvantage in this shit.
I could have had a drink there.
I know.
I could have too, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway,
Well, you had to drive the Waffle House.
that's
right.
true.
So I was the designated Waffle House driver.
Or as I like
Oh,
to say,
I could
the
drive next time
DWD.
because, like, you probably
That's fair.
need to drink more.
or as I like to say, designated driver, when I'm drunk. So I've got this music show that I'm gonna do, and I've been listening back. I don't listen to I don't like listening to my shit, whether it's music that I've done or podcasts that I've done. I do it for Nerd Rage for the best of
QC.
and I do it for some other stuff for QC, but it does kind of feel like you're watching yourself masturbate a bit.
Don't?
No. So anyway, but going back,
Mirrors on the ceiling.
so like the playlist that I'm working from, which is like pretty conclusive, like has all of the stuff that we did over the course of almost 8 years. I'm going to read you the stats on it. It's 330 songs, 20 hours, and 13 minutes.
Wow.
It took you 8 years to make 20 hours, huh?
Yeah. And I'm going, and I don't have it all. I have most of it. You know, I was a pretty good curator, as you might guess.
Oh yeah.
Of it. But like going through it and listening to it, stuff I haven't listened to in decades, I'm like, fuck, man. Like certain things I'm cringing over. You know, certain things I'm like, man, like, God damn, like that fire. Where did that fire go? You know, did I age out of that fire?
I think it is. I think about it sometimes. We talk about, as we get older, we talk about how young and ignorant and dumb kids or younger people are, but there's something about youth in that pocket that there's an energy and an emotion there that you don't reach that kind of peak
performance.
As you get older.
Like I was like, man, like I consider myself to be a fairly passionate person, arguably too passionate sometimes. But listening to some of that shit, I'm just like, man, like there was a fucking full on raging inferno that somebody was shoveling fucking gasoline on, you know, and like, I don't think of myself in those terms where I'm like, I don't feel different in my mind from when I was that age. But listening to it, I'm like, oh no,
yeah.
I'm different.
Very.
That person had more in them than I got right now. You know,
I mean, it's different. Not only different stage in life, but different environment.
yeah.
Yeah, and I've said
three
this for a very long time. Having a mortgage takes away a lot of your badass.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, fuck, I have to come up with this money every month.
And let me be
And not making bad decisions.
Yeah. And let me be honest. That stuff is some of the stuff that made me cringe. I'm not talking so much about the badassery, just like the
Fire in your gut.
the fire in the gut, and it's like it's palpable. You know, but it's been interesting listening to it all. Like, 'cause I'm even listening to stuff that like I hate. You know, but it's like this is part of the progression of it, and it's like the last. Not that I don't have more to talk about, but it's one of the last things of my life that I've kind of kept private. That era, like I talk about it, like I kind of dust over it. You know, I dry brush it with white.
Definitely. By the gallon.
So you can see the outlines of it.
Yeah, like on Nerd Rage and stuff, and then here and there. But like I've never dove into it because it is like, I don't know, it's weird. Like I've had to like think about it. I've had to like question myself, like why? And I think because it is like something that's like precious to me, you know. And it's like it'd be one thing if like. Let's say I made a kitchen table episode that I was particularly proud of, and I was like, "Hey, man, check this out real quick," and I'm playing a clip from it, and you get on your phone. I'm not gonna skip a beat. The only thing that I might consider is, fuck, is this too inside baseball? Did I lose him? Or is this not as engaging as I thought it was?
You know, that's fair. That's fair because, you know, using that as an example, I'm sure you guys use a lot. I know my company has a lot of acronyms,
Right.
and things like that. It's like you said, and just glossed. But I would tell you, like I'd probably say, what the fuck does that mean?
No,
But
of course.
if I'm Joe Blow off the street, I might not. But same on the music thing, I know there's a lot of terms and inside stuff that you may just want to take the time explaining what some of that stuff means to the layman that may not be the hugest music
Right.
fan, is a huge Bobby and Laura fan, and is going to listen to you guys go through this.
Well, I have, in the same breath, like I say that to say this, I think if I were to display something from that era, like, hey man, I want you to listen to this that we did. This, like I would be devastated if you got on your phone. You know, I would be like beside myself because I would be like, fuck, like this is so personal to me.
Yeah.
And I'm putting it out there for you and you're fucking on your phone. Maybe it sucks, and that's why, which is fair, but it's still the content of it is such like a historical documentation of a person that I was and things that I was going through and whatever, that like I would be disrespected. I would be hurt, not disrespected. I'd be hurt.
Could you boil that down to 10 songs? Like if you wanted to paint the picture of your music journey, could you do a greatest hits that was that like
maybe.
if you were going to have a listening party, what were the 10 songs?
Yeah, but those would be different things.
Oh, okay.
Because if I was having a listening party, I would put like, these are the 10 best ones we did.
Yeah,
right.
Greatest hits and progression.
Yeah,
all that
I
same
guess
thing.
you're right.
Because some of that shit sucks. Like going back, I was like, but some of it I'm 15.
Really?
You know, some of it is from 1996.
That's awesome you have that.
That's impressive.
You know, I don't have hardly any. I have one VHS of me wrestling. That's all I have. I did it for 4 or 5 years.
And it's like,
And I wish I had done a better job keeping it.
it's hard to listen to. And it's also like some stuff like when I knew who the market was, you know, like some stuff I dressed up, you know, and I'm like, fuck man, that's not really you. Like you're putting on a coat here to make yourself more palatable.
Well, I'm glad auto-tune wasn't popular.
Yeah. But then, like, to hear it switch, where I'm like, nope, I gotta be me. Like, you know, but to hear that switch was interesting. Going back through it, it's like, fuck, there you are. You know, now you're comfortable. You know, but
I
anyway,
wonder if Sammy Davis Jr. ever used a sport.
I don't wonder. But I'm looking forward to recording it, because like Jana really wants to hear it.
Are you comfortable with her hearing all of it? Is there any of it you were
so I've
listening to that
been
was-
I've been going through it. So I'll tell you that this is an example,
Mm-hmm.
right? And this is what I'm proud of. I did a song that's a piece of fiction. Like it's intended to be consumed as a piece of fiction.
telling stories.
And and this is one I won't be playing on the show because I don't want her to hear it, you know?
Okay.
But the objective was to be speaking from the perspective of a monster who was going to do an unspeakable act to a woman. And it was about how he viewed it. And it's not about like explaining it. It's not like these guys that were teaching the sexual harassment class. It was just like certain signs that are clear to most humans as no or uninterested. He's taking a different way, and it's becoming this almost like elusive thing. And eventually, it happens. And he talks about that as well. And like I remember after I did it, it's two funny stories about it. One, I played it for Laura, because she was the first person I wanted, aside from the person who was there engineering the session, who was just the guy that's coming over tonight. I played it for Laura, and Laura started crying, right? But let me tell you something. Laura and I don't listen to music the same way. So Laura thought it was about her.
Oh, gosh.
And she was flattered, because this person in the song is obsessed with this woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? So at some point she checked out of the ugliness where it turns ugly. And she was like, oh, so sweet. So like, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, forget it. And I played it. And the second person I played it for is Adam. And I remember Adam saying clearly, if this were to ever go anywhere, right, which no one thought, especially at that time, it was one of the last things I did. This is the type of thing that will make you that will put you on the O'Reilly factor, for better or worse. And I took that as a pretty strong compliment. But so stuff like that. Won't be on the playlist. Gotcha. But in theory, so she's going to be here. Laura's going to be here. She's been wanting to hear it forever. But that was remember the time that we had the date that she broke my heart on.
Right.
So she was supposed to listen to that stuff that night, just her and I.
Yeah.
And then supposedly, like I was in a group, and like the two other guys might come. And like
yeah. And you said you expect them not to come.
I'm expecting them not to come, but
it'd be a pleasant surprise if they did.
If they do, yeah, and then they're going to sit down with Jane and me, and we'll reminisce, tell stories, and be like, because it'll be fun because I'd be like, remember this? But like, I remember you couldn't get this right. Like, I remember you fuddling this line over and over. There's tons of stuff with Rio, is all in there, and it's like the last little. It's not the last because I have a couple other parts of my life that are extremely private. But like it's the last like kind of openly private for if that makes any sense thing
that
I've
they're kind of private, but you're willing to talk about it.
Yeah, that I've kind of kept close, and I'm getting ready to set it loose. But once again, it's loose with a caveat because and that's why I'm going to make it an extra payment thing. It's not because I'm money hungry. It's just that I don't want you to casually listen.
Yeah,
I want you to be invested in it and listen to it if you want to listen. And if you don't want to listen, there's no hard feelings. If not one episode is sold, I'm perfectly happy. You know what I mean? Because I had the experience, which is
right.
But if
you're making it for you too,
correct.
Yeah.
But if you want to listen, I need to know that you really want to hear it, and that's the only way I know to make sure of that without giving you like a test after.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
Like a book report.
Exactly. So we do have a little bit of notes, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't had time to go through them because this time of year is hectic for me. All the best ofs, worst ofs videos and all that shit. Let's see here. All right. So did we talk about the P. Diddy thing last week? Yes.
Has it progressed?
No, I haven't seen it.
It actually may have even quieted down a bit.
Well, somebody put out a speaking of listening parties, Bobby, did you hear, I'm sure you heard the Kanye, right? Do you know who that's for? The new Kanye track? Do you know who that's for?
Which new Kanye track?
Well, it's for everybody.
Oh, that one. Oh, yeah, that one. So that's a crazy, he sampled fucking Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So that album was supposed to come out today.
I know. I looked for it.
I think it was Nikki that held it up because she has something on there and her people didn't clear it.
Oh, it's like 28 tracks. It's a huge amount of music.
Yeah. I'm
excited. I'll be honest with you. I'm excited for the first time in a while.
I'm always excited. So you I'm always excited for him, I should say, so to speak.
I don't know. You're pretty excited most of the time.
Oh, maybe.
You're excited about being upset.
Yeah,
Is that a thing?
it might be.
I'm excited about being mad.
Like, oh, I'm gonna tear that apart.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I'm sitting here asking myself, like,
It's called a hater.
Build a.
dude, I am a fucking hater, man.
I hate myself. I don't get excited about hating myself.
Yes, that's true too. But you know what's
Ogres.
I'm quick to applaud somebody else, like that I know.
Okay.
But people I don't know, I hate on them too. I fucking hate. You know. But then some of my neighbors and shit, like I'll see like Laura's a fucking hater. Laura's a fucking
Neighborhood hater.
Yeah, because
You do walk around and trashing people's lights?
yeah, well, see, but we do that, but not because I hate it, because we applaud people's lights
Trash.
too.
Uh-huh.
That's a critique, so it's not hate. But like the people behind us, the ones that are really on time, you know, with shit.
Yeah, the one that I look at to make sure there's trash day.
Yeah, so like they have a Christmas light tree in their backyard.
Oh, okay. I mean, they have an outside backyard that everyone can see.
And Laura was like, so I was like, oh, they have a Christmas tree out back. And like both walked up to the window, and I was like, and I was just getting ready to say, looks nice. And she was like, dumb. And I was like, that's hate. She's like, it is hate. I can't have a fucking Christmas tree out back. I was like, it's not about you.
That is hate. Yeah, when it's not about you.
Yeah.
Don't make it about you.
Anyway, Chris, you did put this in the notes, and I got to be honest with you. Speaking of apes and this music show and Curb and House of Dragons, I'm actually potentially excited for this.
Potentially excited.
Remind me what I put in there because I've slept.
Liefeld
Oh yeah.
has a license with Loose Collector for extreme. Of course, it's extreme too. Why didn't we ever critique that as like, oh, well, of course it's extreme. But for extreme action figures.
I thought this was on time because we just talked about like you
Are we
trying
gonna
to
have-
name those. So,
there's-
Are we gonna have
so-
young blood figures? Is that what this
Yeah.
is?
So the company.
Guess who's in?
Of course.
This
you need
guy.
a clear show.
Yeah.
I have old Youngblood figures down there. Just swap them out.
There you go.
Swap them out or put them side by side like G1 toys.
Yeah, look,
Yes, exactly.
but just Shaft from Youngblood.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, how many Youngblood characters can we name?
No, none.
All right, so Shaft, Chapel.
Chapel, I know Chapel is like the
Oh, bow and arrow guy.
That's Shaft.
Oh fuck. I thought Shaft was
like
a black guy.
No, that's
different Shaft.
Oh,
Shaft of an
so
arrow.
So like the
you know?
green arrow, but not
But it's
green.
the shaft. No, it's not the arrow part. It's a shaft
not
part
the head.
of the arrow.
Not the head. Is it an uncut shaft?
Okay, enough.
It's got a little flag in the front. Glows in the wind.
I believe Riptide was the female.
Oh, Riptide.
It was a female, and she had like water powers.
Yeah.
Well, Farrell. No, Farrell's an X-Man.
No, but there was a wolf, a cat man,
Wolfsbane.
and his name I believe was Cougar.
God,
I believe.
that didn't age well.
And then there was a guy named Troll, but I don't know if he was actually
Is he
part
a
of the
really small guy?
Yes.
Yes.
Was there a guy who was like a big rock, bedrock?
Bad Rock.
Bad rock.
Bad Rock, yes. Not Bedrock. Bad Rock, yes. Big gray guy.
Oh, who wants
No
these
nose.
things?
I mean, it's
And
really
then-
easy. It's just like a smiley face. Easy to draw.
And then there was like another, like he was a leader, a sentinel, I want to say was his name.
I believe it.
He was like a black dude with like a military haircut. I want to say he was like
Is that Chapel?
no, that was a he didn't have, he was bald.
Was Spawn in Youngblood?
No.
Did they ever interact?
Yes.
Yes.
Because Chapel, it turns.
Oh, that's right. Because Chapel was
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I forgot that. Forgot the lore.
Dude.
I was going to get all those figures.
Look forward to
New line.
2024. We start our Youngblood Extreme
Youngblood.
Comics podcast.
Yeah.
How many issues that fucking
needs to
thing
be-
ran?
You need to put a paywall on that, buddy.
How many issues of fucking Youngblood is there?
Because people don't need to know about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Less than 100?
Yes.
God, what if there was? Savage Dragon, I think, still going.
No, Savage Dragon's still going. Savage
It's
Dragon
like
is actually.
400.
I think it has a cool following. People
Yeah.
like Savage Dragon.
I don't like Jose,
Spawn
Jose
too,
loves
I
it.
think.
Yeah.
Spawn, yeah, Spawn's definitely still going. I mean, Spawn has a big following.
And both are on Image. If you think about it, they're like because like all the Wildstorm stuff went under DC's flag, and then none of it remained consistent. The Top Cow stuff is inconsistent at best. Great,
Yes,
but inconsistent.
my favorite.
It was the best.
Yep.
With the exception, the only thing I give it is when Alan Moore took over Wildcats. That shit was fucking incredible. That shit was fucking incredible because it turns out they killed all these people, lost all their friends' lives over a war that's been fucking over for fucking a century. You know, just dead for nothing.
Of course, the wizard. Right, good stuff.
Yeah. Abracadabra, motherfucker.
And if I'm remembering correctly, didn't that book take forever to come? It was not on a monthly schedule. A lot of those Image
No,
books were
all
just
of them,
like
they were
total
all
crap.
fucked up.
Yeah.
They were all fucked up.
No schedule. They come out when they come out.
Well, hang on, just so we know, because you asked.
Yeah.
And this is from the good old wiki. In '96, Liefeld had a falling out with Image Partners, forcing him to leave. He retained creative rights to Youngblood. However, the series was put on hiatus. In '96, Youngblood 14 came out, published by his own company, Maxim Press.
Of course.
And
So there's only 14 of
the
them?
ongoing story arc was supposed to conclude in 15, but was never solicited, but never released. So
Someone who's
that means-
worse than Joe Mad.
Yeah.
Because the last issues of Battle Changers recently came out. Not
I
drawn by him.
I remember.
There's a Dune 3 trailer.
Dune 3 or Dune 2?
No way.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dune 2
Yeah.
trailer 3.
Yeah, I've seen it.
What'd you think?
I'm looking forward to it.
I
I
am
enjoyed
too,
the first
man.
one. It's so long, and I remember I never watched the other one. With
it's
Captain Picard, but it always just seemed like it was this super long thing.
Yeah.
It is a super long
And it
thing
looked
that was
super
like
boring.
not long enough because like it started off fine and then it just ended up like trash because they tried to imagine trying to fit 6 books into 15 minutes.
Yeah,
That's what it felt like.
yeah.
There was also a Blade trailer. Or
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't see it.
With a guy?
I don't even know what that is anymore because they've changed.
I thought it was the
think it's
same
just a
actor
teaser.
as the guy who in Power Man.
Sticky Fingers?
No, no, it's all of Onyx.
Copperhead? Copperhead.
Move back, motherfuckers!
I love that.
The Onyx is here.
I love that.
So
album.
angry. Back the fuck up.
Yeah. So here we did this with Andre. Do you have a favorite Sticky Fingers verse?
No, I do not.
So I actually have.
Of course
two.
you do. I think I probably just said all the Onyx bars I know, and it's just the hook.
My favorite is Sticky FINGAZ, the crazy Cajun, blazing bullets for days and days and grazing amazing. I'm the gun that lays in purple haze and hard to be phasing. Lord on this hell that I'm raising. God of the underground, I'm gunning them down with a thunder pound. We're gonna shut them down. I turn shit dumb quick when the gun click. Lying in your rhymes worse than lying on your dick in a fog. I've been in a morgue and been a dogs. I'm a Rottweiler. I'm a block holler. Fuck cocaine killer. I sniff gunpowder. So all my real willies throw your rollies in the sky. Now all my crooks rob them players outside. I'm so hype. I'll take your life. Better have my dough right and fuck 5 mics. I don't need no mic. And then the mic gets like destroyed inside the studio. Wow. One of my favorites from Shut 'Em Down, 1998.
So that part of your brain,
I know it's
where
the same place
normal-
where it's the same place where Pushnikins is.
it's where
They live together.
normal
I can't get it out of here.
normal human emotion normally goes there, and you've somehow replaced it with obscure rap lyrics.
And Cantina Bar aliens.
Yeah. What song runs in your head constantly? The Cantina song. That's it.
And yeah, and the other one is from Shifty. I won't do it. I could, but I won't. Yeah, I gotta give it to me. Let's see what else we have on the. I just wrote Blade twice. I want to write Dune.
Blade 2 is Blade twice.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's fucking me up. Okay. All right, we have the Beverly Hills Cop trailer. I still haven't watched this. I'm scared. Can I be honest?
I don't want to watch it
I'm scared.
right now.
Bad Boys
Yeah.
4?
No, it's Beverly Hills Cop 4.
I forgot the third one even happened, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, third one sucks.
Yeah, I forgot. They were talking about that on TV today, and I was like, I forgot the third one even happened.
The
But it's
third
just-
one-
it's him and his daughter. Surprise.
And the third,
This new one.
Oh, really?
I just saw a little blur, but yeah.
Cool. That's the current trope right now, you know?
Yeah, I hate that.
It's trying to
gonna-
pass on the torch with the...
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
I looked that song up, actually.
Did you really?
It's a beat, man. Yeah.
The other thing that I have on here is I wanted to talk about Beverly Hills Cop 3. The best part of that is when Serge is works for because he was an art dealer and now he's an arms dealer.
No, who is this?
So Serge was the guy. He was Balky Bartokomous from Perfect Strangers.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about now.
So in Beverly Hills Cop 3, he's got all this super advanced weaponry for this tech company that he's working for, and Axel goes to get some of it for the end finale, and he goes to get it, and Serge's like, "No, you don't want this one. People have been coughing on it, sneezing." I
forgot about that
best
character.
part. He's great. He's great.
wonder if he'll be-
a lemon
yeah.
twist. I make it. I cannot because it is serious. That's it. Pushnikins lives right there.
There it is.
So, and then the last thing is these Marvel Legends reveals. So, for the most part, I feel like they were two-pack shakers.
Yeah, it was, of course, we're getting Wolverine.
With
and-
all of them.
And Sabretooth.
With all of them.
I
Every
didn't
two-pack,
even-
one of them is a Wolverine.
Yeah. I'm not joking.
I mean, it was just like...
Let me see if I can...
Makes sense.
Let me see if I can find this I go to one of my sites. All right, so all right, there's a Captain America.
Finally.
Yeah, really. Oh no, this is a mega sale. Okay. All right, so there's a 2-pack with Wolverine with like the Canadian outfit with Sabretooth.
Okay.
That's just
that
the
looks like-
lumberjack outfit.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it looks like there's nothing new there. It's all repackaged stuff.
Yeah, I don't even know. There's more. An Angel, which I don't know if they've actually ever done.
Oh, done Archangel. Angel.
They've done,
Yeah.
with the
they've
red
done
suit.
Archangel.
And his wings are kind of impressive.
It's nice.
Yeah.
You know, like that's a good looking figure. I don't want it because I prefer my Angel's arc,
Nice. He's got a nice spread.
but that's a good looking Angel. Mm-hmm. And then there's a Red Widow and some sneak teas. I don't know who the stand is supposed to be for. Then there's the patch with Hulk in the tuxedos. That's a fucking cool set.
It is a cool set.
You can
the Gray Hulk.
mod that to be a bedrock.
You could.
Yes, by just sanding all the details off his face.
But that's a cool
That-
set.
yes.
I don't want it.
That's a
it's
Mandrapore
bad.
or whatever.
Bad rock.
Yes. And you got to have him like leaned up, you know what I mean, up against Hulk.
And I'm assuming he doesn't come with a cigar, but we can figure that out, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
And then there is a Wolverine.
Yes.
With Lady Psylocke.
Oh boy.
Oh, is that? Oh, I was going to say.
Wait, lady. So she's the British version, the British
Well, it's like,
Asian lady.
it's like when she was possessed by something or something, wasn't she? Or she just had a different suit.
Psylocke's the worst.
Oh no, it was her first appearance, right? That was like when she looked like originally, I think.
No, she had like a pink suit. I thought. No, that's when she was British.
Yeah, I think this is when I think
Betsy.
this was her first.
Betsy.
I thought
don't
that
know.
was Apocalypse.
Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe it's the Age of Apocalypse.
Because that looks like an Age of Apocalypse Wolverine with, yeah. But he has both hands though.
yeah, yeah. Before it's the before and the
Olivia
after.
Munn.
And then there's the
I mean, I take her in a Psylocke suit, but her as Psylocke not so much.
there's the Wolverine with Lalandra. So I might pick this one up because I do like Lalandra.
That's zombie Wolverine.
Yes. Oh no, I think it's Brood Wolverine.
Oh yes, Brood. Yes,
You know,
the gray guys with the arms.
yeah,
The Metroid
because they
guys.
like possess their
I'm sure.
yeah.
They're the other squirrels.
And then I don't think there was anything, but you know what? And then there was like the animated X-Men stuff and all that, but none of it really did anything for me. But like, you know, all it really meant to me ultimately, another year gone by without a Feral announcement.
That's fair. That's feral.
Yeah,
I
I thought of another X-Men I'd like to get related a villain, a Gideon.
Yep, that would make sense.
Yeah,
Surprised they haven't done Gideon.
Yeah, me
That old
too.
X-Force.
Yep.
I mean,
New Mutants 99.
yeah, like the ponytail.
yeah,
ball.
but that's
It's very
Kinda
life.
obscure.
Very life.
Oh
but
man,
does
some
he-
of this shit.
But well, doesn't that dude have like robes and shit? I just wonder how they would
Yes,
do that.
they had-
No,
he-
sometimes, but he
was
also,
floating
had like,
shit.
he also
That's
had
how
like
he's
a
in my head.
vest with like golden
Oh, with-
arms or
with
something, like
pockets?
golden pants, maybe.
pouches.
It was
'cause
very
he was like
of its
very,
time.
very 1990.
Yes, very of its time.
3,
No, I want to say
4, 2, 92, 92.
92 sounds okay.
Yeah.
And then let's do some questions and get out of here.
then someone died. Someone died.
Yes, an actor.
Oh, Andre Bauer.
Yes,
Bauer.
yes,
Yeah, he
yes.
played.
And relatively young.
Yeah, 61. He played Captain Holt on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is a brilliant sitcom with Andy.
He's in a lot of things too. Actually.
Yeah.
He was in
Like
a
video games.
Homicide.
Yeah, he was on.
Which I'll be honest with
Baltimore.
you, I did not know until they were doing a retrospective of his life that show was about Baltimore because it was just so not on my radar back then.
They did a homicide episode at the Christian school I went to.
Really?
Yeah, where I did my 2-year stretch. They did, they did a homicide episode there.
Were you in the background?
No,
Did you
no,
sign a
no,
waiver?
no,
No.
I just remember that like it was like there was one parking lot that was like shut down while they didn't. I'm sure they got paid. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course.
Made a little donation to the plate,
right.
if you know what I'm
That's
saying.
right. Keep it- see that one over there? He's the devil. We need some extra money to
Yeah, you
put
have no
behind
idea.
it.
You have no idea. They had a prayer group for me
great.
specifically. Met on
And look how you turned.
met on Wednesdays. Yeah, look at God.
We just look at him.
Hey,
So, questions. Astartes Pete. He says, "Hello, lovely boys. Hope you're good. In 433, you discuss films that make you cry. So, how about ones that make you angry? Low-hanging fruit, perhaps, but for me, it's Saving Private Ryan. The knife fight scene at the end.
Oh,
when
the guy got stabbed?
When up in the translator doesn't help Mellish in his melee fight, in which he subsequently loses along with his life. Upham then, or I don't know just how to pronounce these names, then compounds this by later gunning down the German soldier in cold blood after he surrendered. Despite knowing he was young, the shell-shocked and terrified, his actions were cowardly. He failed his friend and comrade whose blood is forever on his hands, topping it off with some murder. Couldn't watch it again for a long while after that. It really made me see red. Love to hear your thoughts. That's interesting. Peas and loaves.
Oh, it's British.
yeah.
Unfortunate. Fish and chips would be better.
Their food sucks.
I mean, fish and chips. Are the only thing.
Did we talk about that last show? Because
we talked about it with Cody.
We
Because
wore
Cody was
we
here.
wore Cody's ass out about his fucking.
Cody actually, he actually ate real human food in my house.
Yeah.
He ate waffles and liked it.
He's growing up.
That shows how good Waffle House is.
Growing each say happy birthday, Cody. By the way,
That both Cody
today, I think.
Happy birthday,
and Bobby
Or yesterday.
eat Waffle House waffles.
I don't. I
And he
can't think
celebrated
of a
by
movie.
playing 8-bit game on a fucking 55-inch TV.
He was excited. That little.
It's great.
That little thing he got. That's awesome.
That was holding on for him.
That's some sort of.
I'm looking
emulator
forward
thing.
to whatever he's going to send next because I'm his warehouse. I'm
You
his
are.
American
I'm
warehouse.
glad you're his warehouse and I'm his shipping.
I had a whole fucking lampshade for him. He thought it came folded up.
Hey,
like,
do you know where that lampshade is right now?
Is
On
that
my
at your house?
fucking kitchen table because he basically told us to keep it, but we don't have a lamp it fits on, so it's just floating around.
He thought a lampshade would come somehow flat.
And it's a little lampshade. It's
but
that big around, and
came
that's all.
as a
lampshade.
lampshade. And I was wondering when it came into my house that how he's going to carry it back to the UK, but obviously he's not.
Yeah. Back to the question.
Yeah.
The only thing I like, and it's silly, but like in Forrest Gump, Jenny pisses me off.
Yeah.
She's
Jenny?
such a fucking. Hey,
Yeah.
Forrest, I'll see you when you're rich and I have AIDS and a kid.
That meme
Yeah.
is a great. That meme,
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
and he keeps.
That's a good
She
one.
knows because she knows she can.
but he
run it.
loves her. He
I
he knows what
I'm
love
not
is.
a smart man, but I do know what love
But
is.
that is what it is, though. That is what love makes you fucking dumb. Well,
It does.
Forrest Gump wasn't the smartest man to begin with.
Well,
but
he knows.
When Palpatine called Rey granddaughter, that's one. That's one for me.
Did you get an anger boner out of that one?
No, just the anger. Just the anger. I'm trying to think. I feel like there's a
a
bunch
lot of
movies
things that makes
actually
me angry.
piss
It's
me
not
off.
like nothing specifically makes me that I can think of because like any good movie with a good
How about just episode
villain
8,
just makes
episode
me
9
fucking,
in general?
Yeah.
The whole night, bro.
Somehow.
The whole fucking movie.
Well, let's
I don't
poorly
even know if
explain
I
this.
was. It was a mix of emotions.
Let's
It was all
poorly
negative,
explain
though.
this so we can do 12 seasons of TV to explain.
I mean, the TV's been decent.
Anime.
Some of them. So far, you don't even watch it yet. So you
That's
haven't.
the only one I haven't watched though. I watched all the
Ahsoka?
other ones.
You didn't watch
yeah.
Ahsoka?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the only one I haven't watched.
And you haven't watched Loki either, right?
No, of Star Wars.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But you know, I feel like you're just not going to watch any of it.
I might not. it hurts too much.
You're not Forrest Gump. You can't take Jenny.
Yeah,
back
I
like
can't
that.
take Jenny back like that.
That fucking Star Wars has AIDS and stuff.
Star-
You can't be fucking with that AIDS Star Wars.
I've got it. Star Wars is your Jenny.
Yeah,
AIDS and all.
yeah. And you know what's funny is
And the kid is Palpatine's kid.
actually somebody Jisk actually pointed something out to me recently that like I was like fuck about myself, like just something that like I hadn't considered, and I was like fuck, you're probably right. So like we did a Dummies episode one night, and I fucked up and I erased it and I couldn't get it back.
Oh no.
So we had to do it twice. And I was fucking furious, you know. And I engaged Robert in a conversation that allowed me to scream at Robert for an hour. You know?
This is the second time. No, okay.
And he was like, I think all of that was just for you to find a release for that energy. Mm-hmm. And I was like, fuck. You might be right.
So where
And
would you put that
and I
energy?
might do that more often than I am aware of. Like get upset about something and then look for.
I mean, people do that.
Look for a place
You
to
take it
let
out.
the energy
You
out.
take it out
Yeah.
on something or like release it somehow.
Yeah. So anyway, something I'm kicking around now in the old noggin. But you know, until then, everybody continue to wear your head guards and such, just in case, and padding and you know bulletproof vests. But yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But there's tons of shit out there that fucking pisses me off when I watch it. I'm like, that motherfucker, dude. You're letting them do it again. Fucking up, you know, the swipe or no swiping shit. Mm-hmm. You know, that motherfucker steals all the time. They just keep letting that motherfucker steal. You know, like a goddamn thief.
Sounds like sounds like teenagers in Baltimore. Do what you want.
Paul C writes in, long one, so to speak. He said, I had a series of questions lined up to ask you guys about albums with your experiences with them, but since you guys happened to talk about them a bit last week, I will do some refining and get some more album-based questions for you that'll come soon.
Cool.
For now, I need to tell you a short story before my question. I was doing some shopping for the holidays, and an old lady, about 75-ish, with a cane, and I approached the door at a store at about the same time. As I tend to, I sped up a little bit so that I could open the door for her. She said nothing and didn't even look at me as she walked through. I don't do this to get thanks, so that didn't upset me, but it was a bit peculiar. As this was a 2-door entrance with a little vestibule in between, I then hopped to it so that I could open the next door for her. It was at this point that she stopped and said, still not looking at me, I know you think you're helping, but you're not. Confused, I said, I'm sorry? I know you think you're helping by opening the door, but you're not. It's taking away from my independence. Having never experienced something like this, I was still confused. I apologized. As she walked through, she did say, I know this is just my thing, but I wish you wouldn't have done that. This left me a bit reeling. I didn't know how to react, and I was just in my head for the next hour or so. My question, have you ever experienced something like this where you get chewed out when you actually had the best of intentions?
What?
How did you react, and did it ultimately change how you do business? I'm not going to stop opening doors for people when the opportunity arises, as it's no additional effort on my end, and at least until now, it has no harm on the recipient, but I did consider it for a minute. I ultimately landed on keeping it up, as it's not generally a good practice to manage to the minority.
Right.
The world needs more people to be considerate of others, and I don't want to remove from that. I agree, fucking Paul. I agree.
Yeah, bro.
You know, we have a theme for this show. Actually, I'm wrong. This was from our top 5 that hopefully you've listened to by now. The audacity.
Yeah, the audacity.
The audacity of that woman to say...
It's a chip on her own fucking
It is,
shoulders,
and
bro.
that's something going on with her. And no, don't stop what you're doing.
No.
I do that too. And
Gentlemanly shit, man. It's
Yeah.
courteous. It's-
No.
Hold
And she didn't
doors.
have to say shit.
no, yeah. Why? It's like, well, you're impeding on my kind heart by being an ass.
You know what? Impeding on her independence, automatic doors. Get over yourself.
That's right. Don't go places where you have to. You can do the Jedi thing and the fucking doors open. I can't think of any time that's happened to me. Bobby, I have a feeling you're gonna have some.
So no, I don't. But I do.
Surprising.
There is a curb. There is a curb your enthusiasm episode
yeah.
that's fucking great. Where like he covers 2 things about holding doors. Like one, that awkward space.
Oh yeah, the speed. Yeah, the
It's not too.
spacing.
It's not too
You
far,
have to
and
take
it's
those
not close enough.
Couple extra hippity hop steps.
Where it makes the person giddy up
Hustle
a bit.
Come on.
Yep.
Knees to chest. Let's go.
That, and then the other one being there's one that person was, I think, far back. It was a seemingly, I'm just judging from appearances, it was a lot of sauce was put on it in order to give it this appearance, to be fair, but seemingly a very what many would consider to be a masculine woman, a lesbian, and she pulls him up about it later, like, why didn't you hold the door for me? And he was like, I got the impression you wouldn't want me to.
That's a thing. I don't know if it's a real thing or not. I see memes about it.
Yeah.
Where it's like chivalry, sexist, or whatever.
So here's the only.
I don't get it.
If it was her, if I wouldn't have debated. She's 70 years old. I'm gonna let her live. But like,
I would imagine it's a
It's
relatively
very
young
easy
person.
to not.
he said 70.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
now,
trying
had
to catch
it,
that.
now
okay.
here's my only twist on it: is if it was an older person and she's literally going out to do physical things to keep herself moving.
Yeah.
That's different, but that's not how she should have
Well,
worded
you can
it.
shoot
had
the
that
loop
been-
and run 4 doors instead of 2.
right,
Come on.
right. Because
That's just, I don't know, man. That's wild.
So from my experience, just from a few weeks ago, when I was giving shots to old people, some old people, and some of them have a really hard time getting around, and they do like the independence. So I ask, because you don't ask them, would you like me to open your door? That's not a time and place for that. But like, yeah, I get why some people want their own independence, but that's not the case. Because sometimes they have to rock back and forth about 4 to 5 times before they can stand up from my shots chair. And sometimes I go, would you like some help? They're like, no, I got it. It just takes them a minute. So like, I know that person wants to do their own thing. Why some people is like, yes, and they reach out and help them up.
So I can think of one instance now that I'm kicking it around in my head. I was mopping a floor, and it was fucked up, but a critical error was made, and we ended up having to mop the second floor after we had mopped the first floor, so you couldn't walk back down through what you had just cleaned.
such a mess.
Yeah.
So we had to exit out of a window on the second floor. and it was me and my supervisor. And my supervisor wasn't my normal supervisor; it was a female supervisor, which is fine. That's fine. I think that's fine.
Yeah, they have jobs now.
I remember my dad telling me when I was a kid, one day you might have to work for a woman. Like it was just like, oh, there goes the neighborhood, you know.
Unironically saying that.
Yeah, which doesn't it doesn't bother me at all. But
the times.
At any rate, but here's an instance, right? So we're going out this window, and we got all the time in the world, no pressure, right? It's just we can't go through what we just walked over or what we just mopped. And anyway, I was like, all right, here you go. And she was like, no, you go first. And I was like, fuck, you're responsible ultimately for me as an employee underneath you.
Right.
So you need to be the last one out of here, and I need to be the first one out of here. But it felt wrong as fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause ladies fucking first. You know, like
raised a certain way.
yeah, like just like it's courtesy, like and she is a wonderful person, sweetest person on earth, and married to an absolute asshole who I love, who I love.
This is a wild ass.
He's a dick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like he knows he's better for it in some ways, to be honest. But it's an opposites attract situation. She's the sweetest person on earth, and
Which one's the slick talking cat?
so he came to my house for Halloween one year as the Tin Man because he says everybody says I'm heartless. So and he knows it. But but I love her to death. But like it felt she's smaller than me. Mm-hmm. She's it's just. Every which way she's smaller than me. Like she's just a tinier person. Like it was just like
Little pea brain.
like no, I want to make sure you get out safely, my dear. Pussycat. Toots. Anyway,
I was working with this broad the other day.
but she didn't get upset about it, but she was kind of like no, I'm a supervisor. I'm like you're right.
Right, but there's intention, right? You didn't mean anything,
absolutely
right?
not.
And she didn't take it a certain
It's the
way.
implication.
Yeah. And then the last one is from Adam M. from his Samsung Galaxy. I'm going to wash my phone when I'm done with this. Anyway, he said, greetings, nerds of the rage. Adam M. here. You guys were talking about sad movies last week. Well, I got one
People
for
like the
you.
sad movie shit. We got to do a top 5 on that.
No.
Maquia?
Maquia.
Maquia? Granted, it's an anime. It'll still be up Joe's alley.
Of course.
This is
However-
where I show that meme of Jerry Seinfeld standing up in the theater.
However, I do recommend it for everyone who needs the feels. Joe can remember if you have watched Eminence and Shadow, but one of the best I watched recently, and Friern, Friern as well, which is currently still ongoing. May the rage of the nerds be with you.
All right.
Well, thanks for the recommendation.
Appreciate it.
I got bad news for you, Adam. Not gonna do it. But
I'm
it doesn't mean I don't appreciate you writing in, and I don't know if you've written in before. So nice to hear from new people. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, fucking Bobby is not watching anything anymore, so much
Yeah.
less anime, especially.
Yeah,
He's not even watching things he normally watches.
But I am getting a Tokyo Revengers update almost weekly, which I can assure you is the highlight of my week.
I do want to
that's not even something I'm watching. Shit.
I do
I
wanna
have no idea what's going on.
loop back to one more thing from a nerd week. It actually reminded me and Kelly, both of you, Bobby. So
Oh, yeah?
there's a plot point in this movie. There's a 13-year-old girl. It's their daughter. And she's watching the TV show Friends. She's like binging it. Well, everything goes out. She's on the last episode and is freaking out about, Mom, why's the internet? Why could you get the internet? I just have to see the last. It's literally like, I think it's called The Last One. It's the last episode. I won't give you all the gory details. She ends up in a bunker, like a end of the world bunker. And she opens this cabinet and it's every fucking series on DVD. And she busts out the disc and puts it in the. I was telling Kelly, like, she wouldn't know how to do all this. And she sits there and watches. I'm like, that's Bobby fucking Skullface at the end of the world, watching some
Laughing at
obscure
all of you.
fucking movie
Laughing at all of
in
you.
his basement. And I was like, just thought of that because you're the king of physical media.
I just get out on the top of my room. I'm like, told you so.
After the EMP pulse goes off, he pulls out a VCR and a
Yep.
tube TV.
and he starts trading. He starts renting DVDs or showing films out back.
I have a portable DVD player with a flip up screen.
It's
Had
400
a fresh charge in her.
400 gold coins to use it.
There was one part of my nerd week I forgot to say, and that is this morning I woke up late, right? Later than I wanted to, and I came downstairs, and Laura was like, good morning. I was like, good morning, and she was like, why do you seem glum. And I was like, well, I didn't wake up early enough to take my morning run. And she was like, well, you never take a morning run. And I was like, I know, just like today. It's a running joke. Don't worry about it.
God damn it.
Oh man. Hey, you guys wanted them. Here they are.
And I think that's it. Anybody have anything else? It's a short episode, but hey, they can't all be.
They can't.
Oh, one thing I did finish the Nerve Rage top bits. I did put it together, listen to it, and all.
So none of these jokes will be on it, guys.
No.
So these are
for next
limited
year?
edition.
Like,
jokes.
it'll be the last week of December. It's 2.5 hours.
All right. That's reasonable.
Yeah. So thanks to Phil on our notes and on Twitter.
I got to see Phil. Phil came by Saturday. I got to hang out with me and Cody for a while. It was fun. He brought pie.
Oh, was it good pie?
That's what Phil does.
He brings pie.
What kind of pie?
It was Edward's frozen cookies and cream. It was fan-fucking-tastic.
He loves a frozen pie.
He does.
Yeah. He Phil has a little sweet tooth.
He has a sweet tooth. For
Just a little bit.
Wait, is this the last episode of the year?
Now we'll have one.
No, we'll have one more.
Okay, one more live. Not live, but one more recorded.
Yeah. And then shout out to Dante on Facebook and shout out to Ricky on the videos. Still pretty consistent. And with that,
Flappy labias.
Hey, Steve Tank.
tight dick player.